Okay, time to talk about orders a little bit. So I just created a simple strategy with entry on EMA crossover and exit when the bar close hits underneath fast EMA. So this is the green one is the long EMA, and this one is the short EMA. I mean long period wise. Okay, so watch this. Now, first of all, one thing to note is that exit on close has to be false. Otherwise, this thing is gonna exit on close of session or bar. I don't know. Um, I guess this is the bar close, or I guess this is the session close. So it will actually close your position at session close. But you gotta put that on false if you don't want that. Otherwise, it's gonna drive you mad until you find out that this is actually not set to false. And the other thing is that when you do set it to false, if it was true before, make sure that you actually reload the strategy. Take it off and on. Otherwise, otherwise it's just gonna stay like it's like the example we did with the calculating bar close set to false and true. Okay, so that's one thing. Now I added another EMA, just the same way I added the first one. The only difference is that I kind of modified its color using this method here. So EMA plots 0. So when you're going to be creating an indicator, right? So for example, if I go ahead and so let me just open up an indicator I got here, which has many plots, right? And that means like many lines. So an indicator that has many lines is got, you see this add method here is adding like multiple plots. So actually I can address every single plot here and work with its color or whatever from the strategy. And we'll be doing that, but so right now you got to know that when I'm actually, addressing plots and then indexing it at 0, I'm actually talking to the first plot that I created right here, right? So this is the first plot I added. So that's the plot I'm actually referencing. And then I got to reference the pen, the color, and make it green. So basically that's all it is. And I added it, okay? So now I created two variable booleans, right, which are either true or false on every bar close. Okay, so enter long. So here's a little method that gets the entry and exit signal set right on bar close, after which I make my decision of whether I want to enter or exit the market. So on when this method executes, I actually watch for, so this is just a simple rule for a crossover. There might be actually a cross above. Yeah, there is actually a cross above and cross below method inside, inside Ninja itself that you can use. So just stick in the two data series in there and you'll be fine. But for some reason I forgot about it when I was writing this code 5 minutes ago, and I just used the usual way you would actually go around this problem when you're looking for a crossover. And the exit is actually when the close of the bar is smaller than the fast EMA. Okay, and that's about it. So now that's not the main topic of the lecture. The main topic of the lecture is actually, so if I don't have a position I want to enter, if I have an enter long signal, and if I do have a position, if I have an exit long signal, I actually want to exit. So you can actually, you don't have to create I order objects here and work with them, right? You can just go ahead and do this and you will be fine. But what I wanted to show you next is that in the next lecture is that if I do this and I assign them to a particular order that I created here, which is global, I can then later, there is actually another event called so override, and there's on order update. Here we are, and inside this event I can actually go ahead and look if order equals, so when this event happens, every time the order gets updated. So an order has a few statuses: accepted, working, pending submit, cancel. I mean, it's got about 7 or 8 statuses. So, and inside here, this order, whichever one has been updated, actually arrives as a parameter, and I can work with it, right? So if order equals and so I can look for my order, for my long order, for my entry, and that's it, and I got it, right? So I can now, so if it's an entry order, I want to look, okay, I want to print order dot status plus, oh, what is it, order state, sorry, yeah, order state, well, it's got to be string plus, oops, plus, I'll give it some space, and so I can do whatever I want. So I can go average entry price, I can get anything really, you know, order state, filled, if so, filled is I'm not sure what that is, but you can get from entry signal, right? So that means I can actually get this name here, right, and distinguish between that. So if it's an open long or an open short, I can work with that. So here's a name. That's the actual name of it. So it's so here's how it actually works. So now it's gonna give me a bunch of those. So you can see that it's accepted, pending submit, filled, working, filled. You see? Okay, so and this is giving me the average price. Open long is the name, and you can work with that. You can do a lot of stuff with that. Really, it gives you a lot of flexibility. And one more thing is that on history, like the way the strategy executes, so basically you might want to re-enter or do something right when your order is filled. Okay, maybe you want to re-enter the position or do another refill or something, right? And on history, well, you can't really do that because, well, I mean, the strategy just executes its logic on bar closes. But on replay and on live, you can actually do a lot of interesting stuff, because at the moment your order is executed, you can actually spark off any event that you want. You know, you can go enter long again or enter short again, or do some calculations, and based on that do an entry or whatever, right? So that's how you actually work with orders.